Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Fantastic Four retro card back, Mr. Fantastic. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, you can now hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Quite simply, show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four retro card back wave, and in front of me we have the man himself, Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Now, when this figure was first revealed on the card back, I was a little bit conflicted with the way they chose to display him, as he's wearing his lab coat. And if I've got the other team on display on the wall, because these retro card backs are made for displaying, it's a shame that his uniform is hidden behind the lab coat. However, I do appreciate it's something a little bit different from the other two versions of Reed that we've got in the modern era. So as I said, a little conflicted. I understand why, but again, for me, for display purposes, I wish he wasn't wearing his coat. But he doesn't come with any fisted hands either. And Reed Richards is also the type of character who has a crazy stretchy ability and could have come with a vast of accessories. Maybe pack him in a deluxe box or something like that. But we've just got his elongated fingers again, which is unfortunate. They just remind me of salad fingers from the early days of the internet. But still, I'm a sucker for the retro card back. I'm a sucker for my mind's eye version of characters. And I definitely wanted to complete the Fantastic Four in their classic blue and white uniforms like this Reed does. So yeah, the card back is beautiful. Let me spin it around. We get a throwback with that stencil as well as a write-up that reads, as Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards utilizes his scientific brilliance and pliable form to make a difference in the world. And then also you get a list of all the other figures in this Fantastic Four retro line. It's a beautiful card back. And if you want to get any one of these figures, then you can do right now. Special thanks to... Go and check out iComicIndustries.com. Full range of action figures, including the newest waves and latest pre-orders of Marvel Legends. With Star Wars, Power Rangers, G.I. Joes, imports and more. Go and check them out for yourself. iComicIndustries.com. And follow them on Instagram at iComic Industries. And remember, international shipping. Both UK and US no longer have to worry about those exclusives. All the links are in the video description. Much appreciated to iComic Industries. As always, all the links in the description. Go and buy some toys. Buy one to open, one to display, which is what I'm going to do with all of these. It's a rabbit hole, people, but let's open up Reed. Here we have Reed out of the packaging with all of his accessories, and I know a white lab coat against a white background, not the cleverest of ideas, Dan, but we will make do. And of course, I will do a full comparison with the other two incarnations of Reed Richards that we have already had from the Marvel Legends Hasbro era, so we can sort of create an amalgamation, the best of, if you will. But we will save that for after we've took a closer look at this guy. Starting up top, this is a nice head sculpt of Reed, and it is the same one that we got in the Walgreens exclusive version of Reed Richards a few years back. His skin tone, though, is just a little bit more tanned, if you will. This Reed's been in the sun, but this one's a little bit more pinkish, but it works. Both of them, and very nice. Definitely works with Reed. Obviously, you got the grey all on the side, and then that little sort of flick there, which I can relate to, definitely. So there you go. Same head sculpt as this one, but this guy has the big difference is the lab coat. Now, this lab coat just makes me want other characters in the Marvel Legends world that also wear lab coats that we are yet to get. Bruce Banner. Hopefully that will happen soon. But it's nice to have a different version of Reed on the shelf. As I said, I wasn't a massive fan of him wearing the lab coat in the packaging, but I understand why. But I do like that now we have, as I said, 3 different versions of Reed. At least one of them can be wearing the lab coat and will look a little bit different compared to the other teams we've already got in the collection. So the lab coat is made of a white plastic. Underneath it, of course, he's got his uniform. Obviously, we've got the whited out arms with the 2 white gloves, which are like C-grip hands. So, of course, if he's doing any experiments, he can at least hold something. So if you've got any accessories you want him to hold, he can do that, no problem at all. Spin it around again. All white plastic, made of quite a soft plastic, to be fair. And let me pop these arms off and we can take a look. So yeah, let me just show you the sculpt, by the way, though. He has got like a sculpted pocket, nice collar, some buttons. And yeah, not really much to show you. It's just a white lab coat. But there you go. It does the trick. Works out very well. I, however, as I said, want to pop these arms off, which come out very easily. So if I do that on both sides, there you go. Now we can just fold that jacket off. Now Reed's got no arms, but don't worry, we came with a set of interchangeable arms, which work just like this, no problems at all. Let me move these down a little bit. And now we have Reed Richards in my mind's eye of the Fantastic Four uniform with that blue and that white. This is what I've been wanting. They've saved this for last on purpose. The Hasbro team know what they're doing. So this Reed body we've seen before, very slim. Obviously it works so the arms will pop off just like a Build-A-Figure would. The 4 there in the middle is very crisp and clean. It's a black 4 in the white circle. That dark blue, white collar. We've got the white sort of bout which is painted on, and that also very nicely hides the waist swivel. Moving down to the legs, you've got the white boots all painted on. No boot swivel there hidden in the paint apps, unfortunately. So it is a very simple body, but it works. It does the trick. And yes, you've noticed he has the massive salad fingers again. Like, let's be honest, Reed Richards is such a fun character, and he's such a dynamic guy to have on the shelf. He can have like extending limbs and body parts, and Hasbro give us really long fingers, so he can use his keyboard from further away. Magical powers. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Reed Richards is definitely the type of character who would benefit from a deluxe sort of setting with a bigger box. He could have long legs, he could have elongated torso, a long neck. Hasbro have, no, maybe it was Toy Biz that did do some stuff in the past. Hasbro have yet to sort of go that route. We did get some elongated arms in the Walgreens version, but yeah, so we get these massive elongated fingers, which again, I just painted all white, very simple, probably fading into my background. But we can swap those hands out with the hands that came on the lab coat version, so let's do that. And there you go, nice and simple. And if I zoom out and sort of get his arms posed back, obviously Reed's a scientist. He can always stand on the shelf looking very stern and serious like this, so no issues at all with that. Let me zoom in. There's a little bit of chip in there on the paint, especially here on the arms. There's like some of that white fading through in the sort of creases. But other than that, the paint is pretty clean up here on the front and on the back of the collar, and then same with the bout. So same with the boots. So yeah, overall, as I said, a very nice looking Reed Richards. I would have liked a set of fisted hands though, so he doesn't always have the open palm hands. And Reed himself doesn't come with any. But if you do have the exclusive Johnny Storm, then he came with a set of hands that you can use on Reed, like so. And there you go, that works perfectly. So again, if you're not using these with Johnny, you can use them with Reed, and now he can have some fisted hands. As I said, I always prefer that for a neutral pose on the shelf rather than the C grips. No one stands there with their hands cupped, do they? Especially if you're ready for the battle, just like this team is. So yeah, I like that a lot. But let's compare him to his 2 previous versions. Here we have our very own Council of Reeds, and yes, that's an actual thing. Look it up in the comics. But yeah, 3 different iterations of Reed Richards that we have had in the Hasbro era of Marvel Legends, and all very nice. All definitely portray a different outfit, a different uniform that the Fantastic Four have wore. Obviously, my preference is my Mind's Eye version, which is this new one in the middle. This version here is the Dan Slott, the sort of recent run in the comics with the darker. And then I'm sure this one has popped up in the comics before, but it's not one that I can recall to memory. But still, I really like this version as well, especially when you get the whole team lined up. This was the first one, this was the second, and then this is the newest. So you let me know in the comments below which is your favourite version, which is going to be your definitive version of the Fantastic Four on the shelf. Now, what's really fun is that we've got 3 different versions in the Fantastic Four. Now, most collectors will just keep their favourite, where I'm going to have all 3 teams of the Fantastic Four scattered on the display. Why not? Because we've got enough incarnations of the other characters to make each team a little bit different. And we can also make Reed a little bit different, as this guy came with the elongated arms, which I really appreciate. And then obviously this guy came with a lab coat with the interchangeable arms. But because all of these 3 Reed Richards are on the exact same body, all of their arms can pop out. So we can put this lab coat on any of the Reeds. And we can also swap their heads any way we want as well. So this is where you can go crazy and make your favourite version of Reed. So for example, let's put the lab coat on this version. Easy. Let's say I want the bearded head on this new retro version. Again, a bit of movie magic and you can make it happen. I definitely think I'm going to keep this guy on the shelf with these elongated arms. See what I mean? You can have a little bit of fun with it and create your very own council of reeds on the shelf and make your own amalgamation. Let me know in the comments below which is your favourite iteration of the Fantastic Four uniforms that Hasbro have done. And if we get a new one, what are we missing? Future Foundation maybe? Or would you like a deluxe Reed Richards in the same uniform but with lots of interchangeable parts? That'd be good. Plenty of options, still room for Hasbro to make some improvements. But yeah, so far, nice additions to the collection. And here we have Reed next to Marvel's first family, except it's the Fantastic Three at the minute, as I still can't seem to find Sue. She's went missing. However, this team is going to look very nice on the shelf when they're all wearing their uniforms. And yeah, looking good. This is definitely my mind's eye version of the Fantastic Four. I just need Sue. Of course, here we have Reed compared to the other villains in this wave, which are, of course, the High Evolutionary and Psycho Man. I sort of wanted to get the rest of the Illuminati out, however, I couldn't not do a comparison with Victor Von Doom and Reed Richards, greatest of adversaries. And last but certainly not least, here we have Reed Richards compared to Captain Britain and worthy Hellfire Hank. So, final thoughts. Let me apologise again for showing off a figure with a lot of white on it on a white background. Never the cleverest idea. However, I am rushing through the backlog of Legends before the year is out, and so we can get into some top 10 stuff. Will this guy make it? We will wait and see. But I am very happy to add Reed Richards in this classic mind's eye version of the Fantastic Four uniform to go along with the rest of the crew. So as I said, we now have 3 complete teams of the Fantastic Four to scatter around our universes on our shelves. And yeah, all of them can be a little bit different as well. I've chose to display him here without the lab coat. However, I say it all the time, I appreciate options. And now I have a lab coat to put with my other Legends. I'm over Reed Richards, so that's always nice. But yes, Reed Richards in this classic blue, definitely something I wanted. Very happy with that. You let me know again in the comments below. I asked you previously, which is your favourite iteration of the Fantastic Four uniforms we have had with Marvel Legends? First, second or third, let me know in the comments below as always. And if you like to see more Marvel Legends reviews, then let me tell you something. You're in the right place. Go and check out the videos tab, find the playlists, but most importantly, please, hit that subscribe button. Much appreciated. You can also hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Thank you very much. And as always, massive thank you to iComic Industries. Just need a couple more of this wave now and the wave is complete. So go and get yours. All the links are in the description. And the other links that are in the description are these ones. Follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And I'm on Twitter as well at Dan Who Reviews. Tweet me because of course I will. See you on the next one.